This video is a breakdown of every smart home product I've put in a bin and exactly why I have put it in a bin, because I figured that was more interesting than doing another tour and look at all the cool stuff. I'm going to tell you all the stuff that I despise and why I stopped using it, and some things that I don't despise at all that I actually think are really cool. I'm going to tell you why I personally am not using those anymore either. I have a week free on my schedule just where there is no product to talk about specifically, and I thought, what shall I do? Oh, I know, slug off Philips Hue, because I hate them. I hate Philips Hue more than I hate Luke Skywalker's gaslighting of his dad.
I will not fight you for it.
Don't you gaslight him. You literally just kicked him down a flight of stairs.
Use your aggressive feel.
You stay out of this, dickhead. Listen, nothing to do with you. Stay out of it, dickhead.
There is no
Stay out of it, dickhead. Pair you. Bullshit. Don't buy Philips Hue. I've told you guys so many times. So, you know what? The reality is, I do still use it. I wish I didn't. I keep telling people why not to buy Philips Hue, and all I get back in the comments is people saying, I use it all the time and it's great. It just works. It just works! Philips Hue fangirl, now with extra obnoxiousness. I don't want to have to break her back out, but there she is. I just can't stand that mentality, because of course it works. That's what it's meant to do. It just doesn't work well. But more importantly, they will screw you. I promise you they will screw you, because they screwed us previously and they have every intention of doing it again. What am I talking about? I'm talking about when they first released the Philips Hue Hub, the very original model, and we all bought it and we were all using it quite happily until one day they went, Well, kill that. Why would we want to give people that Philips Hue Hub forever when we could just sell them Philips Hue Hub 2, the second generation? Sounds like the shittest Star Trek ever.
These are the voyages of the Starship Hue. Its 3-year mission to rip off as many customers as humanly possible.
Philips Hue is terrible. It should go away forever.
When Philips Hue released their second generation hub, they killed all the servers for the first generation hub that linked it to Alexa and Google Home. That was good of them, wasn't it? So we all had to buy the second generation hub. And when it arrived in the post, I looked at it and went, okay, so what does it do differently? And the answer was nothing. All it did differently was connected me to Apple HomeKit. But if I was an Apple HomeKit user, I wouldn't have owned the first one in the first place because it didn't work with Apple HomeKit. So they basically just screwed every single one of their first generation users so that they could flog them the second generation hub. And I have never forgiven them, and neither should you. They're about to release a third hub. Why? More memory, more capacity, and more speed. For what? It just works!
They've barely changed it again, but they're gonna make you buy it again.
Not only that, though, they're now offering data protection. Did I not already have data protection? Did I not already have data protection? How is that an upgrade? Somewhere buried in amongst this list like it doesn't matter is the only thing I actually would care about, and that is a motion sensor. But apparently you need 3 Philips Hue devices to make this work. Doesn't explain why or how it works, but I can get a presence sensor from any other company and just buy it once and use it with any other manufacturer, not be trapped in Philips Hue's godforsaken ecosystem. So why would I do this? I wouldn't. Until they force me to. If you're one of the people in my comments section that always tells me I'm an asshole and Philips Hue's just fine, I'm going to point you back at this video when they do it to us again. When they force you to buy the 3rd generation hub, I'm going to point you right here and I'm going to laugh. I've proven on camera over and over again that they aren't as bright as their cheapest counterparts, and I'm talking about things I bought from Lidl, for crying out loud. I did a looks meter to prove that before anyone gives me any crap. People say that it just works, don't they? No, it doesn't. It just works. It just works. No, it doesn't. It just works. Stop it. The only LED strip I own, oh my god, I own a lot of LED strips, that has broken at any point in all of the last 8 years of doing this for a living, the only one that is broken is Philips Hue's LED strip, because God forbid I stuck it to something. It was fine until I did that. One day I decided I would glue it to the underside of my bed, and as soon as it was glued, it was dead. Why? Well, I don't care why. I don't even care. I'll just never buy anything from Philips ever again, and nor should you. Next. Hello, is that Black Rock? Yes. Yeah, I'd like to remortgage my house, please. Why? I intend to buy a Nest video doorbell. I'm gonna lump these two together. Nest and Ring are the most overpriced products on the smart home market, and of course I didn't throw it out because of that. I already owned it. I'd already made the mistake. I might as well have just kept it. The reason I binned them was because there was much better quality stuff on the market that didn't require a subscription fee. If you have a Nest or a Ring video doorbell, please look at Broadlink or Anker, or in fact pretty much any of the smart home companies that do a doorbell, because you'll get more functionality out of it, a much lower price tag, no subscription fees, and the most important thing of all, a much better looking video feed. I have compared things side by side so many times over the years, and I always use those as the examples because they are the market leaders. What do I recommend to you personally? It depends. It depends if you're into Home Assistant. Home Assistant! If you're into Home Assistant, Broadlink doorbell all the way because of the fantastic stuff you can do. I have that running locally to my TV whenever the doorbell is pressed, and that is a huge thing because 1, it's instantaneous, and 2, it's private. If you're interested in something a little bit more straightforward, if you're not into the Home Assistant stuff, the Anker G410 is probably my current favorite, although SwitchBot are about to release a doorbell too, and I haven't tried that yet. It looks absolutely awesome, and I'm looking forward to getting it out of its box. Lifx. Lifx were a big sponsor of the channel at one point until one day I realised they were terrible. And I intimated quite politely on the channel that I was having some problems and Lifx should really sort it out. And Lifx, if you're watching this video, I love your stuff. I've always loved your stuff, but your software is getting worse instead of better, and it was always a little bit poor anyway. And they ghosted me forever. Why not? That seems like the thing to do, doesn't it? That didn't fill me with rage at all.
Lifx, they can suck a all the way to hell! I would like to stick a rocket up their the gods!
Lifx may or may not be the reason that Mr. Socky was born. They might be the reason he exists. And this is because not only did they ghost me because I had openly said they sucked. They sucked in the first place, and they sucked to high hell.
You know me, don't you?
I have never had so many issues with one smart home product, and it's only Wi-Fi. It's not like it's got anything complicated to do, is it? It's like, turn it on and off, change the brightness, change the color. Nope, I can't even flipping well pair it to my router. Pile of sweaty garbage. If you've ever had Lifx, you'll understand. If you can get it paired, half the time it'll tell you it's gone dark in this little sing-song way. Oh dear, it's gone dark. Isn't that funny? No, it's not funny. I hate you. Not only that, though, at some point they decided they were going to go into administration, but only in the UK. And whilst they went into administration in the UK, they continued to sell their products to the UK market while saying, sorry, we can't cover your warranty. We can't cover your warranty because we've gone into administration. Would you like to buy another Lifx product? No money. Oh. No money. Buy our Lifx bulbs. We've got lots and lots of Lifx bulbs. Buy the... You need a return or a replacement. Oh, I've got no money. No money. Woe. Woe is me. Buy our Lifx bulbs. What? No! God, no! What? How does this company exist in that format? It doesn't anymore. It's dead here, so, don't have to worry about it. But it is still in America. If you're an American, stick a Lifx bulb. Stick it. Put it. No! Hello, yes, YouTube, please! This week he's telling his American audience they can stick a Lifx bulb right up their backsides! I was going to say put it in a bin. Might have jumped the gun a bit there. Disgusting! The Faculty for Advanced Research and Thought is sponsored by Anker. Reginald, you look sad. Have you lost your job at the gerbil factory where you empty tiny toilets for a living? Oh, I see. You've made the mistake of buying a hub made by morons, and now you're restricted to 2 USB ports, limited speed, and only 2 monitors for your MacBook Air. Pathetic. If you want to declutter your desk, connect all of your peripherals, and power your laptop, then you need Anker's new DL7400. One cable will connect your laptop, or in fact a MacBook, to not only 2 monitors, but 3 monitors. 2 at 4K and 1 at 8K, all at 60 Hz. Even on a MacBook Air. What? 3 separate monitors on a MacBook Air? Reginald, you could watch Bridgerton on 3 separate monitors! You shouldn't. It's filth! 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 All you need to do is install the DisplayLink software on your Mac, and voila! 3 screens! Reginald, are you looking at ladies' ankles again? You lecherous little goblin! Connect your laptop to 2.5 gigabits worth of Ethernet, headphones, SD and micro SD cards, your keyboard and mouse, 2 USB-A ports running at 5 gigabits a second each on the back, and 3 USB-C ports on the front, 2 10 gigahertz ports and 1 5 gigahertz port for blistering speed and charging. Reginald here has connected all of those devices to a competitor product. He's a buffoon. Thanks to Anker's patented Active Shield 3.0 technology, the built-in cooling system will ensure the DL7400 will never set fire to your desk, unlike other products. With 160 watts of total power, you can charge your laptop, MacBook, and mobile devices at full speed all at the same time, without any of your whiz-bangs slowing down their charge. And thanks to the handy screen, you can see exactly how much power each device is drawing, how much data is moving, what refresh rate your monitors are running at, or even tell the time. If unlike Reginald here, you can tell the time. Pathetic. All of these things available with a handy turn of a dial. Click the link in the description now to check out Anker's Prime products and the DL7400. And now, back to our main feature. Lightwave RF also ghosted me because I criticized them, which again is just the most abhorrent behavior I can imagine from a company. That guy's got a big mouth. We should probably not deal with him anymore because he doesn't like us. Just be better. Just be better. Like, it's not the first time I've ever criticized a company. I do it in every video, and all of the decent ones stick around. Because, you know what, it is about big brands. The bigger the brand, the bigger corporate-y, scummy behavior you get, all the way up to Bezos and his stupid yachts and rockets.
Bezos in space, you'd better know your place. You should never look directly at his face.
Anyway, Lightwave cost a lot of money back in the day, and I mean a lot of money. And I figured if we buy into this ecosystem that costs a lot of money, it all runs locally, which really impressed me, and it worked with a lot of different things, which really impressed me. And to begin with, they'd got this open API. And then one day, one of their marketing people messages me on Twitter and says, yeah, we're just wondering if you might want to tell your audience that we're planning to put some of these new features behind a paywall. What? No, because you already cost more money than anybody else on the planet, and if I tell my audience that, they're going to stick a shoe in me. Stick a shoe in me. But you would stick a shoe in me because I've been telling you guys, buy this amazing product. I know it costs a lot of money, but it's worth it. Not anymore. And the second I said, if I tell my audience that they're going to stick a shoe in me, they ghosted me forever. So I don't have any Lightwave anywhere in my house. For one thing, RF is an outdated protocol and it should never have cost what it cost in the first place. They were pretty light switches, but no, not anymore. If you're interested in alternatives, I use Akara light switches all around my house. I think Lutron Cassetta are good in the US as well, from what I've heard. Obviously never tried that stuff. But the Akara light switches in my house, they pair straight to my presence sensors from Akara, and you can do that with either Home Assistant or Akara stuff, and it works phenomenally well. Again, this isn't sponsored in any way by Akara, I'm just telling you what I think is a better idea. Google Home. I could just queue up a montage of Hibbert memes. Might as well. Here they are. Navigate to Adam.
I don't know, but I found these results on search.
Why is she answering? What am I gonna do? Pick it up off my desk, skip merrily to my car, pop it on my dash and navigate using a Google Nest Hub? Even if the phone does understand me, it no longer knows how to get to Adam. It used to, for years and years and years. Adam is a contact. With an address, it'd go, oh, I'll take you to that address now. Not anymore. Now it takes me to a completely different Adam. Imagine my surprise when I arrived at the Vida Bethel Prayer Ministry in West Africa.
Where Google, just pop us in a bin.
I think Google Home are just bowing out of the smart home race disgracefully, whilst going, here, buy our extremely expensive stuff. We're gonna leave. They're gonna leave, for sure, because why would they carry on this fiasco when they are so far behind Amazon Alexa? They keep talking about some background, smart home automation system that they're setting up, but it never comes to fruition. I think I've even had people in my audience and in the comment section saying, oh, you should try it. How? All I can see is a Google Home app, and when I go to try and control anything using it, it just goes, oh no, you can't use that as a trigger, don't be ridiculous. What? I can't use a contact sensor as a trigger or a motion sensor as a trigger? What is the point of you? Go away. Do I think you should use Amazon Alexa instead? Not really. I think you should use this thing. This is a direct link to Home Assistant. It is a voice responsive unit. It listens via its speakers and it actually does an incredible job. If I want to control my smart home, this is the way I would do it if I was starting over. Unfortunately for me, I have 6 billion Amazon Echoes all around the house. Oh, flipping 6. Jeff got his first yacht just from me. I got my second rocket from you too. A rocket in my pants. Katy Perry was in there. Let's slow things down a little bit. Let's talk about some of the things that I don't hate, that I no longer use, because I'm sure it's of interest to anybody who's gone through this channel and thought, you know what, I will buy one of those. You probably want to know, am I still using it? I don't use the Broadlink RM4 Pro anymore. One, I don't have any RF stuff anymore, which means it would only be useful for infrared. And two, the Link stuff, it just works better in Home Assistant. So Link is kind of like a Broadlink equivalent. If you had a Broadlink RM4 Pro, you were using it to turn your TV on and off. Link can do that too, only one, that's cheaper, and two, it works directly in Home Assistant using MQTT. It is a much better, much more easy to implement device that costs less money. So I have a bunch of Link stuff around the house blasting infrared. I no longer use RF at all because, Lightwave. They suck. Suck Jeff Bezos' rocket. I suck a massive dick. And finally, Hubitat. And I feel a little bit of guilt towards this one because I really, really like their stuff and I really, really like the people behind it. And I sold the hell out of it to you guys. There are probably a lot of you right now using them and thinking, why doesn't he use it anymore? It's great. and it is. The reason I moved away from Hubitat was because their user interface wasn't quite as friendly as Homey, and I ended up moving a lot of my stuff to Homey, and then later on moving a lot of it back into Home Assistant again, because inevitably your virginity grows back and there's nothing you can do about it. Once your virginity's grown back, you're stuck with Home Assistant.
Bespoke configuration.yaml files!
Mega nerd. So why don't I personally still use the Hubitat if it's such good hardware? The answer is, and I'm going to be completely honest with you, I found an Ethernet-based SM something light. That's crap of me, isn't it? It's written here, its proper title. And that thing is an Ethernet-based Zigbee radio, and I have it plugged in my house, right in the center of my house, where it can just blast the Zigbee stuff to wherever it needs to go. And because it is cabled, I just generally feel more comfortable. Cabled solutions are always better than wireless, and although Hubitat was ace, every now and again it'd disconnect from the Wi-Fi and I'd have to go and reboot it and put it back on again, and then it'd be fine. Don't have to do that with an Ethernet-based device. And again, I want to make it clear, you might not have that problem with Hubitat yourself, because I don't know if it was a Hubitat problem. My Wi-Fi situation has been all over the place for years because there are 6 billion flipping protocols floating around in the air. If you don't have 6 billion protocols floating in the air, maybe you only have 4 billion, then Hubitat would be fine. That's a long-winded way of saying Hubitat's pretty good, but I don't use it anymore. I use a little SM Lite dongle thingy on Ethernet. Go watch any of the videos on my channel talking about smart home equipment and what you should buy and what the best hub is, and there is a whole breakdown. I did one. In fact, yeah, let's stick that at it. Up there. I don't know. There's a squirrel here pointing at it. That's what I used to do about 10 years ago when I first started the channel. I wasn't tired. I'm going on quite a bit, aren't I? On with the show! Was there anything else? No, that's all the things I hate. If you've enjoyed any of this, please give me a thumbs up. Honestly, it tells the algorithm that was a good thing and more people should see it. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more of me, and ding the bell if you want to get notified when I upload videos. Does me a huge favor. Not as much of a huge favor as that was bad English. These people, these are my patrons from. Can you tell? Can you tell that this whole thing is just being made on the fly? Joke has not gotten old. These are my patrons from Patreon, and they are the only reason I get to do this for a living. And if you want to be like those people, you can do that at either Patreon or buy me a one-off beer at PayPal. And either way, I'll genuinely love you forever. These are my Facebooks and my X and my Threads and my Instagrams and my TikToks. Coming out there, we'll be best friends. See you next time. That seems like the thing to do, doesn't it? I don't know what you're about to say.